The cars?
Right.
Good. Sure.
Can we grab you?
Sure.
Oh, terrific.
Yeah.
8 years.
I watch. Don't worry. I watch it.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, I do. Oh.
You should say that on the air.
I will.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that lemon light city, sweet home Chicago. 2 is 4, 4 4 6. Come on, baby, now get your business fixed. Come on, honey, don't you?
Our next speaker was first elected in 1973, who committed himself to serve our community at City Hall. Alderman Bernard Stone from the 50th Ward has always been there for our community. Always. He has always given us a helping hand, doing what's right for our community. He has worked hard to provide us with city services that we depend on every day. Alderman Stone is fiercely committed to preserving our community and making sure our future is bright. And here with us today is Alderman Stone, our guest of honor for this event.
Thank you, dear friends. This truly is a dream coming true, and it's a dream that has been my dream since the day we created the tax increment financing district. Those that said that there was no public hearing were not here from the very start, because this has been a dream for at least 8 years. Tarek Siddiqui was a successful bidder on a request for proposals and bid against other developers and was successful. And we know that his plan will result in a really what will amount to an object of art here on Devon Avenue. We know that every architectural student will be coming here to Devon Avenue to view this, and we're proud to have the architect who drew this plan, Mr. Hanna, in our audience today. This will be an exciting project. It will mark a change in Devon Avenue, but it will mark a change for the better. It means that those little businessmen who have suffered for so many years because people couldn't find a place to park will no longer suffer, because they will thrive as people will be able to find a place to park and be able to shop in their shops, and will bring more money into our community. For many years, people have come from all over the Middle West to this street. But we haven't really realized our full potential because of the failure to have a real parking lot in this community. Well, now, when this project is complete, we will be complete. Businesses will flourish, and you, my friends, will grow with the economics that will realize a lift from this one site. And that's what economic development is all about. And that's what a tax increment financing district is about. And the monies that come into a tax increment financing district then are reinvested into the community and also can be used to make more improvements within our community, and this is our community. And that's why I have been so proud to have been a supporter of a mayor who knows this, who has been a mayor who has made not only our schools flourish, but has made our economics flourish under his term of office since 1989. Not only in this city, not only in this state, but in the entire United States, they know our mayor. And the reason they know our mayor is because they know how beautiful this city is. And they know how he has made this city flourish during his term of office. And that's why I have been so proud to help him in whatever little way I can, as one of the aldermen who has been as supportive as I can. And that's why, ladies and gentlemen, it is my privilege and honor to introduce the mayor of the city of Chicago, Richard M.
Thank you very much, Alderman Stone. Let's give Alderman Stone a round of applause. Thank you, Alderman. And I really appreciate all the hard work and dedication as an alderman. He's a very effective voice. He has a lot of common sense. He has good judgment on behalf of many, many issues, and I look to him for good advice at all times, not just in his own building department, building committee, but also other committees. He's a voice of reason, understanding, and really coming together. And that's what you want as an alderman, really bring people all together on behalf of the improvement of the community. I want to thank Zira and Isha, the great misters of ceremonies, two of them. Let's give them a round of applause and thank them for their commitment of the community, and especially the Community Resource Center in regards to people here in the community, helping them out on a lot of social issues, as well as Alex Giannoulias, our wonderful state treasurer. Let's give him a round of applause. To all the residents here of the 50th Ward, the Devon Avenue Business District is one of the city treasures. Like anything else, if you don't change in time, basically you lose it. And it's the most ethnically diverse street, I believe, in the country. That attracts people of all ages, incomes, and backgrounds to Devon Avenue. And that's why it's really important, because if you look at other retail business districts, they never have any parking. And you'll see them growing. They try to grow, but they can't grow, because shoppers can't come here. It affects all the homeowners. They can't shop on their street. They're screaming at the alderman. And then the shoppers, all the shopkeepers are wondering, what can we do? You need basic garages. But this is unique, because what this is not only a garage of retailing, a garage, then it has also housing, which is really important. That's how you pay for it. If you just build a plain garage, very, very difficult and challenging to pay for it, because then it would have to be used unbelievable, 24 hours, 365 days out of the year. And that is impossible, basically, any garage to be used, except maybe for a downtown area or a high-dense area. But like anything else, this is an important improvement. I want to thank Planning and Development. Lori Healy is with us, her whole group there that works very hard. And so for retailing, parking places are very important. We have over 215 parking places, a net gain of 133 spaces for the business district. You have 30 condo units, 6 of which will be affordable for low-income families, which is really important. It produces jobs in the retailing business, both 30 to 40 new full-time jobs, and of course 25 construction jobs. The city of Chicago donated the land for this development, also is providing $3.6 million of tax increment financing district. If we didn't have the TIF district, we would not be here today. To be very simple. The investment pays off basically by helping local businesses, more affordable housing, makes the businesses thrive, makes more and more shoppers come here. It protects the environment as well and brings more retailing. Again, this is another example where Alderman Stone gets everyone together, listens to all those voices, and then works together on behalf of the improvement of the community. I want to thank him for his effort on behalf of all the public schools. He's been working very hard to improve every public school. Additions, improvements, whatever it is, he has been in the forefront. And that's why, as we assemble here today, we thank all the Devon business owners for really coming together on behalf of this wonderful project. Thank you very much.
Now I would like to call upon Alexi Giannoulias, our new Illinois State Treasurer.
You've heard more than enough today. I just want to tell you how thrilled I am to be here today. And as State Treasurer, one of our goals and one of the platforms of our office has been and will be economic development and access to capital and investing in our communities, whether it's in the 50th Ward or whether it's downstate, whether it's downtown or whether it's on the west side. These are the type of projects that we are very proud of. And as a son of Greek immigrants who grew up in Edgewater and Rogers Park, who went to grade school on Sheridan Road in Edgewater, whose family business is on Broadway in Thorndale, this is my community. And I've been in Devon many times. So to my good friend, Mr. Siddiqui, and to the wonderful Alderman, Bernie Stone, someone who loves this community, someone who has always been here for the people in the 50th Ward. You're very lucky to have him as an alderman. And let me just say 2 quick words about Mayor Daley. Because it's political season, and you see the wonderful commercials where he's always smiling, and you hear people make comments, good and bad, and he's got to run for office every so often. But I got to tell you the truth. As someone who grew up in Chicago and someone who lived his whole life in Chicago, I am so proud to have Mayor Daley as my mayor that words cannot describe. He loves this city. He's not trying to be governor or vice president or president. He's happy to be the mayor. I shouldn't speak. He loves, why not, that's right. Why not? He loves being mayor, and he would be here today if there was 4 people in the room, if there was 100 people in the room, or if there were 300 people in the room. So let's make sure we keep the leaders that we believe in office so we can support great projects like this one. Thank you for having me here today.
Clerk de Valle, formerly Senator de Valle, was considered an absolutely brilliant candidate. As a matter of fact, with all the speculation over who the new clerk would be, it's like everybody all of a sudden, even the enemies of the administration were saying, wow, what a great choice. So it's really our pleasure to have you here talking about this.
Well, and it was really an honor to get the appointment and then the confirmation of the City Council. And Alderman Stone voted to confirm me.
Right, and by the way, you're a fan of Alderman Stone yourself?
He's a good alderman, and he's worked very hard. We graduated from the same high school.
Avi Meyers here, and that was footage, of course, from the groundbreaking at Devon and Rockwell with Mayor Daley, as well as Alderman Stone, and it was really great to see.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson.
And by the way, my wearing this hat obviously will tell you I didn't go to Marty today. So this was a blizzard day. You know, I was outside all day wearing a ski cap. There's no way my hair's going to look any good. So
I got to say you did a good job shoveling the sidewalk. I was able to get in without getting my feet wet.
well, first of all, thank you very much, and I want you to know I not only had you in mind, but also our next guest, who is Miguel
Miguel de
Valle, who's running for city clerk. Now, tell me, going to vote for him?
Oh, I'm voting for him. I hope you're voting for him.
Well, you know what? I want to tell you something. I happen to like the guy very much, and also Alan Klein, who I respect a lot, has told me that he's really an outstanding candidate, and Mayor Daley obviously has tremendous respect for him.
Former state senator who did a great job down in Springfield, and
actually a very major power in the state Senate. And
also went to the same high school I did.
Oh, he's a Sen graduate also?
No, we went to Thule High School.
Oh, Thule. Okay.
Okay.
Very good. And no, I definitely, as a matter of fact, we're going to have him on before the election. And
very good.
No, so you know, I'm voting for him. You're voting for him.
Do
you like him very much?
I do.
Okay. That sounds good. And by the way, I want to tell you something. If you take a look at Mayor Daley's choices, with all the different Hispanic people that, you know, he definitely wanted to add somebody Hispanic to the ticket. And of all the people he could have possibly added, he felt that Mr. de Valle was the single most outstanding candidate.
And he truly is an outstanding candidate. And we've already had him up at the ward office. He ran an outstanding program helping our citizens get passports, and which was very popular. We're already talking about doing that program again.
Well, that sounds good. Now, in the meantime, by the way, those of you who watch the show on a regular basis know I never have any notes in front of me. What we have in front of me, for the most part, are really rotten things.
Not all of them.
Well, actually, there's a couple pieces from you. We got some really rotten things that really negative things people are saying about you. Now, okay, here's my favorite. This is from Greg Brewer. Okay, Greg Brewer, and anyway, interesting individual. He's an architect with the firm of Owens, Skidmore, and Merrill, I think their name is.
Skidmore, Owens, and Merrill.
Okay. And by the way, a lot of it, he talks about his international stuff. That's like Dubai, Saudi Arabia. That's where his stuff is. And there's nothing positive about him there. He says really nasty things about you. And now what is it? You've got dirty streets, okay, overcrowded schools, no plans for the future, rude staff, ignored residents, and 34 years in office. Now, in synagogue yesterday, this was all the talk. And it was all the talk because what a mean piece this is. And on top of that, okay, and this is actually secondary, and by the way, any of you who are looking on the internet also know how mean Brewer's people have been. Now, what do they have there about a Jewish alderman? Okay, this is a Volkswagen, this is a burnt-out Volkswagen bus. Now, Greg Brewer wants you to know that it's time for a change, and shows you a beat-up, burnt-out Volkswagen. Now, Volkswagen, for those of you who don't know, that was a creation of Adolf Hitler, whose name shall be cursed forever.
The people's wagon.
Right. And, you know, comparing like Alderman Stone in a bad way to a Volkswagen.
Look, what the SEIU is talking about, they say I changed the zoning law for his friends. Is they're talking about we changed the zoning law so people with large families could build additions on their homes. Now, it's not only in particular Orthodox Jews, but it's also Catholic families, which also have large families. It's for people who have large families, because I didn't want them to move to the suburbs. I want them to stay here in the 50th Ward. So if that's what the nasty thing I did, guilty as charged. I'm guilty, but it wasn't for his friends, in quotes.
And no, that's for sure. And
that's one of the reasons, outside of the fact that one of Mr. Brewer's closest allies on his blog website called me Jew boy. That's why I say this campaign has deteriorated into a very, very dirty campaign, and is clearly anti-Semitic.
Well, they know they're going to lose.
You know, you have two of my pieces here. Now, it's two of the many. I want to point out that at no time on any of the pieces I have put out is there one word about any of my opponents.
And by the way, there's nothing derogatory about anybody.
I won't stoop to that, and I just won't stoop to it. That's all. In fact, this particular piece talks about the diversity of our neighborhood and how we get along. That we're Americans and we're all Americans, and this is Alderman Stone supports the diversity of our community, and that's what I believe in. I believe in tolerance, and I believe in getting along with people. I don't believe in putting people in boxes and dividing people. I believe in unifying people.
Well, you know what? And Jack Schlitz and his buddies are going to see this Volkswagen all over the place, burnt out. Well, you got the idea.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
No, I don't want to go ahead. I'm just horrified. There's been personal attacks on my family. And this business of accusing me, sometime during the next 2 years, the alderman is going to resign, and his daughter, the only reason he's running is so he can make his daughter the alderman. Why would they say that? Because somebody wants to cast an aspersion on me because other politicians have resigned in midterm and had members of their family, and this has been met with a lot of sarcasm by people. Why would you say that any politician is going to resign after he's elected? Why? Because I'm a senior citizen? Is that why you're casting these aspersions on me? Right from the start, I said I intend to fill out this entire term. Why do you say these things? Did I say that Nazy Dolar's husband is a police officer and that maybe the reason she's running for office is so she can advance him in the police department? I wouldn't say something like that, and I would never cast aspersions on somebody else. So why would you pick out my daughter? Why would you do what you did today? Send me a Valentine and with some dead flowers and paste it on the door of my office, and say in your stupid Valentine, have a heart, Stone.
And by the way, this is from Brewers people.
Bernie must have a heart of stone. You know, this is babyish. This is sickening, and you should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, these are mean people. One thing I've seen myself, and by the way, one thing I'd just like to say for myself, the two websites that have actionably libeled me that I mentioned on the show last week, I hope by this time you have removed it, because I have lawyers ready to move on you guys and take action. This is, you printed lies. Actionable libel means you printed lies with malice. And the things you've said about me are lies. The things you said, well, most of what you guys put down there are lies. It's not even funny. It's ridiculous. And by the way, I want to tell you guys, 4 years from now, Alderman Stone's going to be here. Okay, 4 years from the date, or whatever the thing is when we're filming, talking about why you should vote for him 4 years from now, and probably 8 years from now, the same thing. We're going to beat, Vito Marzullo's record, and we're going to beat it.
You betcha. Look, I'm proud to be a senior citizen. I'm proud of the fact that I was inducted into the Senior Citizen Hall of Fame, and I have no intention whatsoever of resigning during this term of office, and I intend to
run. Or the next term.
And I intend to run again.
And you know what the ridiculous thing is, for people like Brewer and Dolar, I'm not going to get into the other guy. The other guy who's passed himself off, by the way, I'm not going to mention his name. Depending on where you go, he's Pakistani, he's Persian, he's Assyrian. Okay. And By the way, my friends tell me that AFTAB is actually a
Afghanistan. Is that
Afghani name. You know, my Middle Eastern friends tell me that that's an Afghani name.
Came
and by the way, he was kicked out of. He was trying to pass himself off as an Assyrian Christian at St. George, and got kicked out of there a week ago Sunday.
Yeah, and I was there when it happened. And let me also say to you that I still have my doubts of where he lives. I don't know where he lives. I don't think he lives in the 50th ward.
Oh, by the way, we're not even mentioning things like the beer guy, Brewer, whatever his name is. He's been here, what, 5 years? Okay, and
6 now, I think.
Oh, could be 6. Okay, let's give him the credit. Let's say 6. Let's even say 7. I mean, lifelong resident. What can I say? Oh, Nazi Dolar, lifelong resident. Yeah, well, I'm going to worry about that. I'll leave that up to Jack Schlitz to say whatever he's going to say. But you know what? The fact of the matter is, you talk about accomplishments. Let's talk about accomplishments real quick. We've said things on other shows, you know, and we've only got about a minute and a half left here. You know, you talk about recent accomplishments. We're talking about Dillon's. Now, I don't think the Alderman's going to be playing at Dillon's anytime in the next year or two. I don't think it's self-interest. Okay, we have rebuilt Dillon's. He kept a major auto complex out of that land on Kedzie. He has stopped major development, you know, on the North Shore Channel land from coming into this neighborhood. As a matter of fact, if anything, the developers, which probably is one of the reasons for SEIU and all that, and these other awful unions, don't like him because he wants to keep the character of the neighborhood and not build these massive things. And
you know what I'm proudest of? It had nothing.
Please.
It had nothing to do with the 50th ward.
Okay.
I'm the guy who introduced the resolution that Chicago became the first city in the United States that welcomed home the Vietnam veterans and gave them finally the acknowledgement they so richly deserved. And Chicago was the first city that welcomed home the Vietnam veterans. Vietnam veterans were treated with disdain for many, many years, but back in 1984-85, we held the Welcome Home Vietnam Veteran Parade, and I'm the guy that introduced the resolution that welcomed them home. And I'm so happy I did it.
And I'm a big-time fan of that. At this point, we really are like just about out of time because we've got to run all this stuff with Mayor Daley. By the way, Mayor Daley, who clearly has endorsed Alderman stuff, I also want to mention, because we haven't mentioned this on the air, that all these independent, free-thinking voices that people respect, like, you know, from the Hispanic community, Miguel de Valle, as well as Gary Chico, former head of the Board of Education, not to mention Forrest Claypool, Mike Quigley, Larry Sufferton. These guys are all backing Bernie Stone.
Every local official is backing me.
Mayor Daley has said clearly, Lou Lang, Ira Silverstein. Mayor Daley said clearly that Bernie Stone, and he said this 2 days ago, okay, like a week before the show is airing, that he is the voice of common sense in the city council and the building committee. Common sense. Forget this garbage from Brewer, 3.5-foot high ceilings on a parking garage. Nonsense. Vote for Bernie Stone for Alderman. Sonny Hersh says so. I say so. Chuck Chase says so. We all say, look, you got to be stupid not to. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Albie.
And we look forward to seeing you 4 and 8 years from now, also putting up for your election at those times.
Thank you very much.
You know, I'm here to offer my support and my endorsement to Alderman Bernie Stone, who has always been a hard worker for this community and continues to be a hard worker for this community. I grew up in this community and was a
Devon Rockwell.
Exactly, was a young child when he first started his term as alderman, and he has always been responsive to the needs of his constituents when they've had problems. He's a hardworking individual. He's a full-time hardworking individual because I had the opportunity to serve under him. And he was one of my mentors with regards to getting involved in public office. And I can tell you from personal experience, not only having worked for him, but have worked with him on different issues, that he's there and he's there for his constituents, and he's responsive to his constituents. And there's not a lot of public officials that you can say that are responsive.
Yeah,